Welcome to the Journeyman Cave, a podcast where we meet and chat with some of boxing's most seasoned road warriors, hosted by Mark Shakespeare and Chris Scarfe.
Welcome back to the Journeyman Cave, everybody. This is round 40, and with me, as always, my very good friend, Mr. Mark Shakespeare. How are you doing?
You know me, mate. I'm always good.
Happy New Year.
Yep, and same to you, mate.
Thank you. Yeah, we're a new year. Feels like we should be starting a new series. We're not. We're still in the middle of is this series 5? I keep forgetting. It is, isn't it?
The half century is getting close, isn't it?
It is. We're there before we know it. So, round 40, who we got this time?
We've got Michael Williams, mate. Another big fan of our show, I think, isn't he?
I mean, as far as I'm aware, he's got a T-shirt.
Yeah, he's got a T-shirt, and he was one who messaged us to come on the show, wasn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Obviously, he'd heard about us, he'd enjoyed and liked what we were doing, and he gave you a message on Instagram, what it, to say?
Yeah, he contacted me through Instagram. Yeah. I think we tried to get him actually last summer. It didn't quite work out. Probably my fault, that, actually. But just one of them times a year when we were all busy doing different things. So, but got there in the end, as we always do.
Yeah, we did. And he come round to my house first and tried doing my gutters, but they were frozen, unfortunately.
Gets mentioned.
But it's always an excuse to get him back in it. No, great guy is Michael, a.k.a. Duck Boy.
Duck Boy, yeah, what a name.
Which we'll get into quite good. And great interview. I'm sure the listener will enjoy it. And just on that note, I'd like to wish all listeners Happy New Year as well.
Yeah, Happy New Year to everybody and all the best for this coming year. We'll not keep you much longer. We'll get on with this interview. So, round 40 with Michael Williams.
Let's do it. Right, so we'll start interview off then. Take 2. Scarfe forgot to press record when we were 15 minutes in. So
I think we should put that in actual show,
We might as well do, mate. I mean,
Scarfe messed up.
She was a meal makes a mess of everything, Michael, so it's good to get one back up on him, to be honest.
Yeah.
But like you said, mate, we're into the old window cleaning act we now and stuff.
Yeah, window cleaning, yeah. So I started window cleaning when I was towards the back end of my career. So, yeah, I was just knocking doors on a Sunday with my ladders, trying to get some work, working full-time and boxing on a Saturday as well. So,
Wait, something you'd done before? Or just something you thought, I'm going to have a go at that?
No, well, I was, to be fair, when I first started, when I first came back, because I had a 4-year layoff, I ended up in quite a bit of debt. Right. So I was literally just window cleaning just to sort of keep my head above water, and boxing helped as well, and I was working full time, so helped me out. Yeah, just try and get a few extra pennies in.
Yeah. So what's it called then, mate, the business?
Williams Windows Exterior Cleaning. Well,
I could definitely recommend it if you're in that Leicester area, because he's done mine today, freezing cold and they were frozen. So anyone in that area, Michael's your man. Do it.
Cheers, mate.
I'll do what Mark did and get him to come to Barnsley, and while he's here for an interview, we're going to do your guttering. Why not?
I just like to make people welcome. You know what I mean?
That's one way of putting it.
And he's also brought a nice friend with him. Come on, we're going to give her a shout out.
My better half, Kelly.
She's come today after the ball's up at Scarfe in bed and we're back in take 2.
And I'm sorry the radiators aren't on.
Yeah, definitely. It's quite cold, isn't it, though?
Outside it is.
Oh, outside is freezing, yeah freezing cold.
I looked after him, though, I ate fire on for him and made him a nice tea and that.
Oh, yeah, you did. A beautiful cup of tea.
Have you not been in town, then?
Yes. I also took him for a...
Oh, right, see. You said coffee.
Well, my phone bust open. Cut my phone open, didn't I?
Oh, yes.
So I had to go to the toilet and ask him at the old coffee shop. I'll not mention the name for copyright. And I had to go to the toilet and clean my phone because I've cut it open. And I said, to be fair to Michael and Kelly, I says, here's my card, get what you want. Don't tell Dawn, though, because it was her card.
Oh, yeah. No Keep that to yourselves.
I come back and they give me a free plaster, bless them.
A free plaster?
They did and all that, so they've done well, mate. So business is going well, mate, anyway.
Yeah, business is going really well. Yeah, I can't complain at all. It's just harsh in this, with the temperatures outside at the minute, so...
Do you have any peaks and troughs due to seasonal weather, or is it just a constant
It's just pretty constant. I mean, I've got my window cleaning that gives me my my regular income, and then I do pressure washing, gutter clearing, clean fascias and soffits. So at this time of year, it's mainly sort of gutter clearing.
Yeah.
In the springtime, people want things spring cleaning, so pressure washing, fascias and soffits. But yeah, just keeping on with the window cleaning just brings me a nice little income, regular income.
So we need a part 2 then for summer. So you can come and do my gutters then. When it's not freezing. Right?
I don't know.
So that technology were amazing though, mate. I couldn't believe you had like a camera and you could see into my finger. I mean, I'm terrible, me and a Scarfe with socials.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, only yesterday I was talking to Luke Fash and I sent him a photo and he says, yeah, I know, Shecky, you sent me it 4 hours ago. It's like, all right, I'm sorry.
You sent me several, to be fair. You sent me one. No, I've already got that.
Brilliant.
That's the way it is, mate. It's the way it goes, mate. But Kelly told me you were thinking about getting back into a bit of boxing though, mate, at one stage, mate. You wanted to come back, didn't you?
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I thought to myself, do you know what? I'm only 30 and I was stood in the bedroom looking at myself in the mirror doing some shadow boxing, thinking, oh yeah, I can come back. And then yeah, I thought, do you know what? Tomorrow I'm going to go for a run, set my alarm at 5 o'clock in the morning. And then my alarm goes off and I just snooze. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm staying in bed. I'm done with the boxing.
I can't say because you won't get me up at any time for a run, to be fair. So.
It is commitment though, mate, that to
do
it.
I mean, definitely.
As you know, with journeymen, don't have to spar much, do you? But you have to put the work in. You have to be on weight every week. So you have to be on it, don't you?
Yeah, that's it.
So I've given him the old book today. He's going to be doing his seconds license, I think, and I think it'll be really good for you, mate. I really do.
I'm really looking forward to getting into doing the seconds because I did try and do some coaching down at a gym for my old amateur coach, who's just set up his own gym. So,
Michael? What that?
Rory Kane.
Yeah,
and Rory Kane actually helped me out when I was when I first turned pro because I didn't have a professional trainer, and he was helping me out doing bits. So yeah, chat out to Rory Kane, helping me out.
It's always good to give him a shout out, mate. But I reckon if you do your seconds and you get into it and you get the feel of it, I think the coaching side will come natural.
Yeah.
And you've stepped in that square circle, mate, which not many do.
No.
So you've got the experience that you can pass that on as well. And I think it'll be a good way to get back into it.
Yeah.
We might do a couple of shows together, maybe, mate. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. We could be there.
And I think I know. I've told him if he gets into it, if he gets his own stable of fighters, Duck Boy Promotions.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're going to tell him, because Scarfe loves a nickname, so tell him.
Nickname.
Yeah, you've already copyrighted it, mate.
So come on, fill us in on this nickname, Michael.
Duck Boy, yeah. So when I first started at the gym when I was a kid, I must have only have been 14, 15 years old, scared of getting punched in the face when the first gym that I went to, there was no structure to it. It was just, here's a pair of gloves, throw you in with the best lad we've got. If you come back the next day, we'll look at doing something with you.
All right.
But yeah, and I was just scared of getting punched in the face, so I was just constantly ducking and running. And one of the lads in the gym called me Duck Boy, and then it's just stuck ever since.
Wow, I love it.
Make any t-shirts?
I did for my pro debut. I had some t-shirts and I just gave them away to people who bought tickets. And it was a picture of a duck with a Mexican sombrero and boxing gloves.
Who did that for you?
I think I did it myself.
All right.
I think it was just on Photoshop.
Yeah.
And I just edited this sombrero on it. I think I got the picture off of Google, this duck with boxing gloves.
Right.
And then I just sort of edited this sombrero on it.
We need to get with them men, don't we, Fox?
I think so.
And when the Journeyman Cave gets built, probably about 6 years, but it will get done. But going on to your career, mate, we had 19 fights, didn't we?
Yeah.
2 wins, 17 losses. Only one person stopped you, right? Which is quality. I mean, proves that you were good at what you did, mate.
Yeah.
And we'll get on to that stoppage a bit because, like he says, BoxRec says TKO, but it's not all as it seems, is it, mate?
No.
But I would like to get onto your debut. You had your debut against Sam Sharp, and there were a little bit of needle there, mate. I'd like to fill me in on this.
Yeah. So when I was first term pro with Carl Greaves. And there was 2 shows going to be on that weekend that I boxed Sam Sharp. And the Clifton Mitchell show that I boxed Sam on, that was on the Sunday. and I was boxing on a Carl Greaves card on the Saturday, and I can't remember where it was, but Carl Greaves' show fell through. I can't remember the reasons, but I ended up boxing Sam Sharp. But before all that kicked off, me and Sam Sharp, we were friends on Facebook, and he said to me, "Oh, what weight you going at, mate?" And I said, "Oh, I'm going to turn over at welterweight," which was the same weight as him. And then all of a sudden it was, "Oh yeah, Michael Williams is walking around like he's a superstar, and this and this, and I'm going to bash up Michael Williams." And Louis Norman and Ben Norman were on it saying, "Oh yeah, Sam Sharp's going to beat him up." And then my mates are getting in on it as well, saying, "Oh, Sam Sharp's going to get bashed up." And then we boxed, and I thought I did a lot better than what it says on BoxRec. I mean, I thought I'd probably only give him a round or two. It was a bit messy at times when we'd come in for a clinch, and he was hitting me on the back of the head. And I remember Carl Greaves jumping on the corner saying, "Well, what's this all about?" But yeah, I thought I did a lot better than what it was. But then they said 58-57. And I thought, they're going to give it him here.
Because you're in blue corner, weren't you?
Yeah, he was in home corner. I was in the away corner. And I thought, they're going to get him. But no, then they said, Michael Williams in the blue corner on his pro debut. And I'm stood there with my sombrero on like,
Brilliant. but you're all right, you and Sam now.
Oh, yeah. There was no animosity, I don't think, towards, when it finished. And he said, "Look, I was just trying to sell the tickets. It was what it was." And I think he actually put on Facebook afterwards saying, full respect to Michael Williams for taking the fight and everything. And he says, "If you want to do it again, we can run it again." But
And that's what it's all about in this sport, mate. There's a bit of needles leading up to fights and stuff, but 9 times out of 10, when it comes down to it, mate, that once that final bell's gone, you've shared that ring, the respect's always there at the end, and that's what really matters, mate. And he were a tough nut, was Sam.
Yeah.
So to get a win, he were of a 6-2s, was it?
6-2s, that was I wanted 4-3s.
Yeah,
but
so you had the extra round as well. Obviously, he fancied it more as well. The longer it went on, I can imagine if he were the home fighter. But I got it. What it? Something like Hermitage Leisure Centre in Wick or something like that. Where's that?
Whittick. That's
Whittick. Yeah, where's that?
Colville. That's Colville Way in Leicester.
No, it's not. That's not where you're thinking. We went to Coles Hill.
Coles Hill, sorry. We went to Coles Hill. Yeah. So we didn't go quite there.
No.
But so it was local, obviously. It was a local show. Like.
Oh, yeah. I drove there myself. I got a bit of a story, actually.
So come on, then.
I drove there myself with my mate. Carl says, "I tried to get you some expenses, but they said you only live down the road, so they won't get you in."
Fair enough.
You got to try though,
mate.
Yeah,
good to have a go.
Definitely, mate. You should have walked it and said you wanted a £50 a mile.
I want my expenses.
£50 a minute to get there. Walking. You could have walked and tell them that Wim were against you and make it 15-20 minute walk, mate. But yeah, a good debut to have that, mate. And I always love to shout out to a win to an away fighter, and it's good to see.
What were your ambitions at this point then, going to pros?
I always wanted to be British champion when I first came in. When I first started boxing as a kid, I started on the unlicensed shows.
Oh, right.
And I said, "Oh, do you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to go amateur and I'm going to win all these tournaments, and then I'm going to be British champion when I turn pro." And reality just sort of comes and smacks you in the face. It's not as easy and straightforward as it seems.
So you'd done that first fight, but I mean, confidence must have been up a bit then.
Yeah.
Carry on, sort of thing.
Yeah, I was cloud 9 after the Sam Sharp fight. Yeah, I was. Yeah, brilliant.
So, like you said, and then he went on to get your second W, didn't you? Unfortunately, your last win, but against a warrior, one of the best, Kev McCauley, mate.
Oh yeah.
Come on, fill us in.
Kev
what a warrior.
Kev was a great lad, to be fair. And that was only a month, I think, after the one with Sam Sharp. So I was still pretty fit. So I remember I was supposed to fight Jason Nesbitt, I think.
Oh yeah.
And I think Jason Nesbitt pulled out, and Carl rang me and he says, "Oh, I've got you Kev McCauley, and he's a bit heavier, but just eat more on the day, and then you'll be all right." And I thought, I'll walk around at 10.5 stone. If I can't eat anymore. And I think Kev probably weighed in at about 11 and a half. And I'm just there as this little 20-year-old, 10 and a half stone kid. Yeah, and I remember when Kev hit me with a jab in the first round, and you sort of feel that manpower. And I thought, oh, God, I've got a long night here.
Well, I think you got the best of the two, mate, because Nesbitt is well known.
And to be fair,
in a good way. He's a great guy and a proper character, is Nesbitt, from what I hear. And he won the best. So maybe you got the gentleman in Kevin McCauley that night, mate.
Yeah.
But great. We'll get Kevin on one day.
Oh, it'd be great to get Kev on.
I'd like to have Kev on, yeah.
But
I still had him down in the first round as well, Kev.
Did you?
Yeah.
You didn't tell us this. Come on.
Thought you might have seen that on the YouTube. Yeah.
I should really watch more YouTube, and I do sometimes. But I didn't know he knocked him down, no.
Yeah, I had him down in the first round, and it was a weird one because I wasn't sure what was going on, because obviously, I mean, I didn't really know what a journeyman was, and I thought, you sort of look at it like, he's lost all these fights, but you never really understand what's going on. And I was just probably 20 years old and naive and didn't really know any better. But Kev was just sort of laid back, and he'd come out with a few good jabs, and yeah, I remember I had him up against the ropes, and he just moved his arm down a bit, so I came over with this big club in right hand, and he just went over. Right. I didn't think he was going to get back up. It was on. His legs were a bit unsteady, and I thought, this could be it here. But no, Kev is one tough man, and he withstood everything. I gave him, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, mate, to put him down, and the weight difference as well, just proves, you had something to offer there, mate.
Yeah.
You're proud of that.
Yeah.
Not many put King Kev down.
No, it's my claim to fame.
Were you in home corner for that one?
Yeah, that was in the home corner.
Did you have to sell tickets?
Yeah, I sold tickets. I even put a coach on because it was in... it was at the North Kestevens Centre, I think, in near Carl Greaves sort of neck of the woods. Yeah, I put a coach on with my own money, and sold ticket. Well, I sold as many tickets that could fill a coach. So
It's not bad.
Yeah,
You did well to sell that many, mate. Did you make a wage out of it that night?
No, I think I made 300 quid.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it, mate? It really is tough, mate. So 2 cracking wins there, mate, against 2 real warriors in my eyes. So well done for that. And then, unfortunately, that was when the wins stopped, mate.
Yeah.
But obviously, this is where you think reality started to kick in. You thought, this is the way I'm going to go down, which is not a bad thing, mate.
No, and I had a 4-year layoff as well because I did the damaged the tendons in my hand in sparring. I was sparring one of my good friends, Brett Spencer, down the gym, and he just happened to put his head down as I was throwing the right hand, and I just hit him on the top of the head. Couldn't even make a fist. It was so painful. Went to hospital. They said I've got tendon damage and I needed an operation, but then I was getting messed around by getting sent here, there, and everywhere, and I just said, I can't do this, and just waited for it to just. I mean, it's still not fully healed. It's still painful when the weather gets cold, but yeah.
But you must have been, you must have that bug about you, mate, to come back.
What point was that in your career? Was that then? After your first
only 2 fights.
After 2 fights.
Right.
After 2 fights, yes. So really, really early on.
Well, the question I want to ask then, when you did come back after that 4 years, what are you about making money? A bit more?
Yeah.
As you get older. Because imagine, well, say you were like 20 when you were fighting Kev. You have a 4-year layoff. You get towards your mid-20s.
Yeah. Everything starts to
catch up with your money. If you can get it on the road, it seems like that's the way you were going to go down. Is that right? Or did you come back with ambitions to still...
No, I mean, I had ambitions to come back and be a journeyman. I remember calling Carl Greaves back up and I said, I'm coming, I want to come back and I want to go on the road.
Yeah.
And it was tough at first because he couldn't get anyone to put me in with because I had a winning record. So it was tough to begin with, and then I did finally have a fight with, I think that was in Manchester.
Yeah, I think you went with Conor Lynch, didn't you?
Conor Lynch, yeah. I thought I beat him that night as well.
Did you?
I thought I beat him, and there was a few lads that boxed on that same show, and I seen them because you always see the lads in the away corners and that. And they'd always say, "Oh, I thought you won against Connor Lynch," and yeah, there was a 39-38. But I was always a slow starter. This is the thing as well. So I probably lost the first, but I thought I did really well in the last three. But it was what it was, I guess.
And I suppose that was the start of the thick skin that grows on a journeyman.
Oh yeah,
as you grow to expect it.
It's tough at first because when you stood there, and I still had my sombrero on, still stood there with my sombrero, and I thought, yeah, do you know what? I've done enough here. And then they said 39-38, and you sort of start getting flashbacks to the first fight that I had, and then but they gave it in. But it was like, oh, do you know what? I really thought in myself that I had enough. I'd done enough, but just wasn't meant to be.
After this sombrero, right? Is it true that your mum threw it away?
It's true.
Unbelievable.
It's true.
I can't believe it. Why that then?
She's thrown all of my boxing stuff away near enough.
Has she?
All of my boxing trophies and everything are all in the loft.
At least they didn't go in bin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mums know best though, mate, don't they?
They do.
Mums know best.
She just said, look, you're never going to wear it again, so I threw it.
My mum's done that to me a few times. I'm sure your mum's done the same, hasn't she?
What with sombreros?
Not sombreros. Probably a bottle of tequila knowing Scarfe.
I don't like tequila.
So it went on there, mate. After that as well, another fight I've got down in as well. You fought Tom Hill.
Tom Hill.
Yeah.
That's Stadium Malai.
Did you go there? Is that what it was?
Sunderland, on the football pitch. Yeah,
Oh,
that
wow.
was a brilliant story, yeah. And I didn't really know much about Tom Hill. I think he had a good amateur career. But yeah, I remember Carl ringing me up and saying that got a fight at the Stadium Malai.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, do you know what? That's what an experience that could be. And yeah, and I didn't think much to Tom Hill.
No.
I remember getting back to the corner after the first round, and Carl said, "Oh, is he tough?" And I said, "Yeah, not as tough as me."
But that must have been a good experience. Were you an outdoor then?
Outdoor stadium, yeah. I had a bit of a cover on it. Yeah, but yeah,
Who were topping that night?
I'm not sure. I know Joe Laws made his debut there. I'm not sure who was topping the bill there.
Was it on a show? Was it on TV? No, just a...
It was just no, it wasn't on TV. Not as far as I'm aware, but no, it was. Yeah,
I can imagine. I bet there was someone. I mean, obviously we don't know, but I bet there was somebody headlined that quite nice. You know,
it could have been. Yeah,
to get to Stadium Malai and out. I mean, that's what Callum Simpson's dream is, isn't it? To be at Oakwell, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
brilliant.
It'll be interesting to see that, mate. But yeah, that must have been a great experience for you, that though, mate.
Yeah, we'll have to check the box rack and see. who's
Yeah,
topping
definitely.
the bill.
Yeah, I'm no good at that, mate. Especially not in between interview. But after that as well, like you went in with everyone who'd been with you. We went in with Anthony Hardy, didn't you?
Anthony Harder. Yeah, that's a story. So couldn't get anyone to take me down to Newcastle.
Good God.
And I was like, right, I'm just going to have to... Spoke to Carl, I said, I'm just going to have to book myself in a hotel and take myself down. And he said, yeah, you're going to have to book a hotel because you can't drive back the same day. I said, right, okay. And I was just getting ready to drive down and the exhaust falls off my car.
Oh, never.
Judy. I don't know.
I had this little old Toyota Aygo. I was just getting ready to go and the exhaust comes off and it was scraping along the floor. And I thought, oh, God, I don't know what I'm going to do here. And then I was having a look at it and then I got my mum to take me down to Halfords and I bought like loads of like brackets or whatever I thought that could bodge on to stay on there. And I got back and I bodged this exhaust on and then, yeah, drove down to Newcastle.
What a night that must have been, mate.
Oh, I think it just took it out of me because I didn't perform that well in the fight either. Because I got down to the hotel, checked in, then drove down to the venue, and I think it was just the accumulation of everything. I just couldn't perform that night.
No, I can't imagine though. It must have been tough. It must have been draining all that, and the stress level. Oh, for God's sake! And you're on your own as well.
Yeah, definitely.
It's no wonder you didn't perform in that night, mate. To be quite honest.
Yeah, it was hard.
So yeah, well done for that, mate. You got through it though, didn't you? Didn't stop you?
Got through it. No, and he was a big lad as well. He was really tall. I wasn't expecting it. Yeah, and I think he'd won the English title at the weight below. I think, or maybe it was at welter.
You find him decent?
Yeah, it was good. Southpaw. We don't like southpaws, but
Hey, I'm a southpaw. Leave me alone.
sorry, mate.
We're a dying breed. But no, nobody likes a southpaw.
No,
it's official. Nobody likes a southpaw. It's because they're jealous, I think, all in you. But moving on, different story from that. But yeah, to get through with that with all the stress, mate, and I thought you were an half-decent fight. I've seen Anthony Hardy fight a few times.
It was good. It was good.
To get through with that, I know what you've been through. Well done with that, mate.
Cheers, mate.
But things didn't get any easier then, did they, mate?
No.
I've got two wrote down here, right? He went to Doneddome and fought Lee Appleyard.
Oh, yeah, what a ding-dong that was. Yeah.
But is it true that we heard this, that it's on YouTube and you hurt him?
Yeah, it is. It's on YouTube.
Yes.
But it's Lee Appleyard against Lee Hallett. But it's not Lee Hallett, it's me that got it wrong. We got the name wrong.
There's no hope, is there?
I know. They're either not on there or they're on there and they've got wrong bloody names.
So, look, listen, it's lucky we're here to give you a shout out, Michael, isn't it?
Yeah.
They didn't even get it even nowhere near, did they? No. If they'd put Michael Hallett or something, you can maybe understand. But you don't be nowhere near that. What a tough night's work.
It was a tough night's work.
He's a good fighter, isn't he?
Oh, he is good. He is good. I knew that he'd won the English title from the weight below. And he was coming up to welterweight. So, and I was fit at the time, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna have a go here. And but I'd never done 6 rounds before. This was my first 6 threes.
Nice payday.
It was all right.
Yeah.
It, more than a 4 threes.
Yeah.
So it was nice. You know, I had a bit more money once the trainer and manager had been paid, so that was nice. Yeah. But yeah, and I remember he came out in the first round, and he's just sharp and quick, and obviously he's done championship rounds, so a 6 rounder for him is, you know, what probably a 4 rounder is for me. But yeah, and he was throwing a load of punches, and I thought, do you know, I've just got to do something. I've got to throw something. So I just let out this left hook from nowhere, and it caught him right near my corner as well. And I remember Carl Greaves was jumping up and down going, you've hurt him. And his legs like slumped a little bit, and he did a bit of a dance. And I was like, oh, there was this like little thought in the back of my head, a little voice that was like, you could go for it, but then if you can't get him out, you've still got 5 more rounds to go, and you're going to be knackered.
Yeah.
Clever.
Yeah.
Did Carl say get him?
Yeah, Carl was going, get him. And then there was a few more points in the round where I hit him with a right hand. And he probably could have gone. And it was, and Carl was like, God. And I can't remember who Lee had in his corner that night.
What, Steffi Bull?
Steffi Bull would have been Steffi Bull, yeah, and he was loud. Carl was shouting. Steffi Bull was shouting. Howard Foster was the referee, and he stopped the fight and said to Steffi Bull, you know, keep it down.
Nice one, mate. Doneddome, like we mentioned, it was good. I think they have a lot of shows down there, don't they?
Yeah.
Did he get his own back on you though? Did he cause you a bit of an injury?
Yes, he did. Yeah,
so he got his own back on you. Come on, fill us in.
Yeah, it was around the 3rd round. He hit me with a body shot, but it didn't feel like how a normal body shot should feel. It was just because when you normally get hit with a body shot, it sort of takes your breath away. But I didn't get that, and I was thinking, what's going on? And I just couldn't. I was in agony. I was in absolute agony from the 3rd round on, and then I thought, well, it might numb up in a minute, and it probably took another round for it to like numb up, and then I just sort of, you know, started using my left a bit more, and I'd stopped throwing punches, I think, at one point, and I was just covering up because the pain, it was excruciating.
You got a bit of power then, Eddie.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think he hit as hard as, because I knew he had a few stoppages on his record, so I was a bit wary of that, but I didn't think he'd hit as hard as anyone that I'd faced before. No, I wouldn't say he hit any harder than what Kevin McCauley hits.
Yeah,
because
just the skill set and the.
I think the skill set, and his ability.
There's levels, isn't there?
Oh, definitely.
What were it? A broken rib?
It was the cartilage in my rib. I didn't find this out until I finished boxing, so probably moving on a little bit. So after I boxed Fonz, I think I had a fight a couple of weeks after Fonz, and my trainer at the time, Chris Slatcher, he put me in to spar with middleweight called Keenan Wingfield. He was quite a big middleweight. But he didn't do anything, took his time with me. He didn't take the piss, basically, and he was all right. But he just threw a body shot and he just hit me right on that rib. And it didn't take my breath away, but the pain just went through me again, like how it did when I boxed Lee. And I went over to Chris Slatcher and he said, "What's up? And I said, "Oh, it's my rib." And he was like, "You're not boxing in 2 weeks." And I said, "Oh, come on, mate. I need to box in 2 weeks. I need the cash." And he was like, "No, look, I can't put you through it like this." And I remember I just burst into tears. Went and stood outside with Chris, and he says, "Look, I can't let you go into a fight when you're like this, money or no money." He said, "Look, I need to save you from yourself because you could end up getting really badly hurt." And it wasn't until after that went to the hospital and found out that it was the cartilage in my rib that was actually broken. Right. And because obviously I just carried on boxing after Lee Appleyard, it never got a chance to heal.
So Lee left a lasting mark on you then, really, didn't he, mate?
Yeah, we're blacklisting Lee.
Yeah, we're going to blacklist Lee. We'll tell him he gets a mention. And I think it's not a bad mention, is it? Because like he says, he's a good kid, is Lee, and, he don't win English title. He's no mug.
Oh, no.
But he had a cracking fight. But so he obviously damaged your cartilage before you know this. And the next fight, you fight Samuel Mason.
Yeah, Samuel Mason, God, he can punch as well.
Yeah.
I remember he only hit me with a jab in the first round, and it knocked my head back, and I just seen stars, and I thought, I don't want none of this. I thought if he hits me like that in my rib, I'm gonna be out, and then I'm not gonna be able to box a week after. So I wasn't throwing anything. And I remember Howard Foster stopped it, and he was like, "Look, you need to throw something, otherwise I'm going to take you out." So I thought, I was like, right, yeah. So I did a little bit. Didn't. I probably stunk the place out, to be fair. Probably the worst fight of the night.
Yeah, it's not your job to entertain, mate.
No,
that's their job. If they want to entertain, let them do it, mate. You're there to survive, mate.
Did you get through that one then?
I got through it. Did the 4 rounds, with Sam. Yeah, but he was good as well. English champion as well when
he's still going now, is Sam. And do you know where that fight was?
Oh,
the Metrodome.
Oh, at Metrodome?
Yeah, I was at the Metrodome with Sam. Yeah.
And he's here with Cass now?
Yes. Yeah. He's still got some ambitions, but what are you probably the best you went in with? Or was it Lee?
I'd say Lee, because I didn't do a lot with Sam.
Yes.
I had the rib injury and I didn't, but I'm not saying that Sam isn't a talented fighter, but I think the best fight I had with probably the best opponent was Lee Appleyard, because we just had an absolute back and forth ding dong. Yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned that against Sam as well. So, was that rib at the time on your mind when you went in there, like you just said?
It was on my mind, and obviously the cartilage was sticking out, so it wasn't how like a rib should be. I just had I thought it was a bit of bone, but it turns out it was a bit of cartilage sticking out, and it was just painful, and it obviously lasted till the end of my career. It never just never healed.
I was going to say, I wouldn't suppose much you can do with that. Is it just a case of time and leaving it?
I think so, yeah.
Not getting punished?
I mean, I'm not. It gets a bit tender to touch now.
Yeah.
If I touch it, but it's still there.
Well, this is one I starred in your next one I've got here. I've got Fahim Khan. This for a very, very, very strange record.
Yeah.
Right. And I wrote it down: 12 wins, 10 losses, 2 draws.
Yeah.
So, what do you reckon? What are you any good?
I wouldn't say he was any good, no. I just think...
awkward?
Yeah. He was a southpaw as well, and I don't like southpaws, but he was he was just horrible to box. So he used to lunge in with a jab, and it was just no matter what I did, we just always became tangled, and then it was just a case of us just hitting in a clinch, but... that's how the fight went on throughout the whole 4 rounds. And I remember getting back to the corner after one of the rounds, and I was like, oh, just pull me out here. I can't do anything. Yeah. This is horrible. But yeah, he wasn't strong. He wasn't skilled. I mean, I take nothing away from him. No. Respect for getting in a boxing ring, but yeah, he just, everything he did, I just couldn't. And everything I did, he just couldn't do anything. I think it was just a clash of styles, definitely. Yeah.
Did he cut you as well?
Yeah, he came in with his head.
I knew that.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, he came in with his head. So he came in with a lunging jab, but it was the way, and I knew he was doing it, but this one time I didn't move out of the way. His head hit me underneath my eye and cut me open. Yeah. So that was another thing I had to think about. I remember getting back to the corner, and my trainer at the time, Neil Tomlinson, he said, "Oh, you've got a cut under your eye," and then I'm like panicking, like, "Oh no, what if the ref pulls me out and then I can't box next week?"
Yeah, awkward one, funny record that was. But like you said, respect for him to get it ring. But I had to mention it with that record, and then we're going to get on to your one and only stoppage, mate. You lost. And that were against Rylan Charlton, the pint-sized powerhouse.
Yes,
himself.
Yeah, and he, good lad is Rylan as well. But
yeah,
I just thought I was invincible coming into that fight. After my last one, I hadn't really been in the gym. I believe that was close to Christmas as well. So, just a bit of Christmas money coming at Christmas. Wasn't in the gym, wasn't running. I mean, not like I spent a lot of time in the gym. Probably went to the gym twice a week and ran once a week. That was my training.
But you could walk around at 10.5, you said, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to walk
didn't really
around
have
at 10
to.
and a half. No.
So that's not being lazy. I mean, if you've got it there and you do it and you're reaching it, what you're going to get on, do what you have to do, mate. I mean,
Definitely.
You're working full time, aren't you? Like you said, when you're doing this.
Yeah.
So you're one of the lucky ones, really, mate.
Yeah.
You? But he was a good fighter, Rylan.
Oh, yeah.
And he could bang.
Oh, he could bang. He could bang. I mean, he caught me with a few good shots, but it was the same again. I'm just trying not to use my right hand because I'm trying to protect that rib. And there was like a little voice in the back of my head, like, you haven't done any training for this. But I thought in my head, I'm like, do you know what? I've got a good chin. I just felt invincible. After boxing Lee Appleyard and Samo Mason that were, got knockouts on the records and had won English titles, and even they couldn't stop me, and some hit me clean quite a few times. And, I'd sort of got this air of invincibility. I thought I could do whatever I wanted. But yeah, and I remember with Rylan, I just threw out a lazy jab and he just came straight over the top with this right hand and put me over. But as I went over on my ankle. So I'd sprained my ankle. And I went to get up and, the pain was horrible. And I was stood there looking at the ref and I was ready to carry on. I remember Chris Slatcher took me for that fight and I remember looking over at him and he was there with the white towel and I was thinking, oh no. And then I looked at the ref and I couldn't even stand up properly, to be fair. And the ref went, yeah, no, look, stopped it. Waved it off, and I just slumped to the floor. And they put me on gas and air after that. Yeah. And it was quite a good story, actually. So they put me on gas and air, and if you've ever been on gas and air, it's amazing and brilliant, best thing that's ever been invented.
I know morphine's good stuff.
Let's not compare.
Do not recommend that, guys.
And they took me into the doctor, so they put me in a wheelchair because they thought I'd broken my ankle at first. So they took me into the doctor, and I was just sucking on this gas and air. And the doctor said, "How do you feel?" And I said, "Oh, my fucking face, mate." I was high as a kite, and he said, "Oh, we need to take that off you." And I'm practically wrestling with this doctor for the gas and air. But no, luckily I just sprained my ankle and not broken it.
Yeah, but at least you got a nice buzz out on that, mate, didn't you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, and Rylan came up to me afterwards and he said, yeah, he shook my hand and said, good fight. It was a good fight.
He seems a nice guy, does Rylan?
Oh, he's brilliant.
Yeah, I think he's stopped now, hasn't he?
Is he stopped?
I think he's stopped. Yeah, I can't remember. Dan Naylor managed him.
Okay.
And he went in with a tougher. I mean, obviously, he stopped when we'll come on to. He stopped Joe Laws, didn't he, on Sky? But I think he had a couple of tough fights, and I think he had like a prize fighter thing, didn't he, as well? And lost in the final.
The boxer tournament.
Yeah, and he lost in the final of that, and I think he had a couple of.
I know he
defeats.
boxed Dan Azim in his boxed Dan Azim, didn't he? And Dan Azim, I mean, he's just won the European title. So for Rylan to go in with him, he's been in good stead.
He were always in good fights.
Oh yeah,
he were always ready to fight.
Oh
and,
yeah, definitely.
When I looked and you fought him, my eyes lit up because I thought, I can't wait to mention the pint-sized powerhouse. So like you said, mate, you got stopped. It happens. You're not the first person who's come on here and thought they're invincible.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I mean, the one that sticks out for me, and we had Carl Wilde on, he thought he was invincible, and he got stopped brutally.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, it was a bad stoppage, wasn't it? And he said it was the best thing that ever happened to him. He says, it made him focus more. And it's like he says, sometimes it happened, and it must have worked for you, mate, because
it did.
Nobody else stopped you after that again, did they?
No, they didn't. So that was, I mean, definitely, like you said, it was a wake-up call that, I can't not go to the gym and think that I'm not going to, I mean, obviously I'm not, I know that I could probably put on the best performance I'm ever going to do, but it could still go to the other lad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a wake-up call that, I've got to go back into the gym, and I need to pick up on my running, go to the gym, do bits and bobs, and yeah.
Yeah, nobody's perfect, mate.
No. Nobody's
perfect, mate, at all. So yeah, that one, another good one on your record, mate. I've got one on here as well. I've got Tom Ansell.
Tom.
Tom.
Yeah, I boxed Tom at the York Hall in Bethnal Green.
Good experience. We've got to mention every time he gets mentioned.
Yeah. York Hall. It wasn't what I expected.
You're not the first person. You just get up and down, doesn't it?
Yeah. So when you think of, Lennox Lewis boxing there, and you think of this absolutely amazing place, and you get there and it's a bit rickety and the floorboards are creaking and it's just old, but yeah, it's the atmosphere that's there though.
It's got character, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got character, definitely.
It's something that should never change, really, for me. I've never been there, but they say you're virtually on top of them. It's, the crowd and it's good atmosphere. But yeah, some people say, what, like you've just said there, I want like body bite. Other people we've had on and they said, it's amazing, best buzz I ever had.
Yeah.
So were he any good then, Tom, or just average, or?
It was, I don't want to say he wasn't good.
No, mate,
he was, yeah, he was a good lad. I'd say boxing ability-wise, because I believe he came from a rugby background.
Right.
So boxing ability-wise, I wouldn't say, he was novice, but take nothing away from him. But he perforated my eardrum in the first round. And
there's some at every fight so far, isn't there? Ribs and ankles.
Are you sure you want to try and get back into this?
This is what puts me off when I look back at it.
It puts me off.
Yeah, he perforated my eardrum in the first round, and I had Johnny Greaves' brother, Frank Greaves. He was doing my corner, and I got back after the first round, and he says, "You need to throw more punches." And I went, "What? I can't hear you." Because I'd just gone deaf in that ear. And he moved over and he says, "Right, don't shout because they're going to know that you've gone deaf in your other ear." I was like, "Oh, right, okay." He was like, "Are you all right?" I said, I feel like I can't walk straight. I feel like I'm like this.
Yeah.
My balance was all over the place. And he was like, "Right, you need to throw more punches." And in my head, I'm like, I feel like I'd fall over. And I got through, so that was the 6th round. I got through 5, and then coming into the last round, I just thought, right, Frank says throw more punches, let's throw more punches. And I was up against the ropes and he was like wailing away a bit. And I just let loose this body shot and he just slumped straight over. And I could just see Frank Greaves going, get him, go. So I'm just running at him and laying into him. But he didn't go down and he lasted the 6. But I remember his trainer, his coach came over to me and he says, "Oh, my arse was flapping in that last round."
It sounds to me there were two tough warriors in that ring that night.
Yeah.
For you to get through with a busted eardrum. And you said it was 6 rounds as well.
Yeah, 6 rounds, and I couldn't even hear anything.
Yeah,
I went into the changing rooms afterwards, and Frank says, "Don't tell anyone about your ear because they'll put you on a 30-day ban, or is it 28-day ban? 28-day ban, yeah. So he said, don't say anything. He said, don't get any water in it either, because that will make it worse. So I was like, right, okay. So I'm like in the shower like this.
How does it heal then?
How long does it take for one of them to heal then?
Do you have to get some? Is there a way to fix it, or just time?
I just left it. Yeah. So it was always a bit touch and go for a bit with the hearing and stuff. It was always a bit touch and go for a bit, and then, but for the last, I can't really remember. It was that long ago, but it's all right now.
Yeah, obviously it didn't affect the balance then, did it? So it must have healed.
Yeah,
so that's the way it goes, isn't it, mate? But yeah, to get through 6 of that again, well done, mate. So after that, Joe Laws, the old Benwell bomber.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant lad.
Did he talk you to death before or what?
We spoke before the fight because he had just had surgery on his hands.
Right.
I don't know whether I should be saying this or not, but they paid me 250 quid for us just to be a bit...
Yeah.
Make it entertaining, but not knock each other out.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, okay. And Joe still to this day says that I did him a massive favour that night for saving the show, and because he'd already sold 500 tickets, because it's a massive ticket seller.
It's huge ticket seller.
Oh, huge, yeah. So, yeah, pretty much saved the show that night, and still gave Joe Laws a fight. And we still keep in touch to this day. He sends me voice notes on Instagram. And he's just a good lad, brilliant lad. Came into the ring with his mask on and his sombrero.
Oh, yeah. And it's got like a bloody cigar on it.
Big cigar, yeah.
What a guy he is. And what a win he had the other week.
Oh, brilliant.
What a win that.
Against Hennessy Jr., yeah.
In the away corner.
Yeah.
He took his stool over to that other corner.
He did.
And he fancied it.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Joe, I never expected to beat him, but...
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I didn't either, to be fair.
But we and you sport, didn't we? I think it was the Monday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
After he won, we were like, what a story that was.
What a brilliant fight.
What a guy he is. And it's someone I'd love to talk to one day. I'll have to have a chat.
Oh, he's such a character. He just doesn't care. He's just one of them people who just say it how it is, which is a brilliant way to be. But yeah, what a character. Yeah. What a character.
We can't get him on show because his record's too good. But he's a great guy. Maybe we could do a special one day in the future.
Why not?
But yeah, we'll have to get a shout out to him mate, at some time. Pass the best on from him, mate. But yeah, it must have been a great atmosphere that night. Yeah,
it was brilliant because, he'd pretty much sold the whole place out himself. So, they were all there for Joe Laws, and he was... Yeah, and, afterwards we had a picture with each other, and he just said, look, thank you for coming in last minute and just saving this, because obviously he'd had surgery on his hand, so he couldn't hit hard because of the surgery. But yeah, he was just a brilliant lad.
What had he had done, do you know?
I think he's always had problems with his hands, but I think he'd had like injections, put injections into his hands and stuff. Maybe because he hit so hard.
Maybe.
But yeah, like you said, mate, it must have been a big buzz and great experience to share ring with Joe in such a great atmosphere, because he does sell a lot of tickets, and it's a buzz in it to be on when you see him.
And even Joe's fans as well. I remember standing out watching the rest of the boxing, and Joe's fans were talking to me and, oh, do you want a pint? Do you want this? Do you want that? So yeah, they were just brilliant people, to be fair. Yeah, really good.
Yeah, definitely. That's what we want. I think Joe Laws and Scarfe and Joe Laws' mates have a great night together.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a band of pints.
It's a band. I don't think they'll last it. After that, mate, I put Saeed Abid down. He only beaten Journeyman around that way.
He was another one with that amateur sort of style. Yeah. Just in and out, quick 1-2s. Nothing really.
Just a steady night's work, you know.
Yeah, it was just steady, I didn't do a lot. Pushed. I was always come forward and get on the chest and just wail away. But it was hard to do it that night with him. It was quick.
Just skills.
Yeah, no power, just quick.
It's them tapping shots or some tap the catch we need. Where's that come from? Where's that? You know what I mean? When they're faster and they've got that, but they haven't got that power, have they?
No.
But yeah, I thought I mentioned, and I wanted to mention this for a while because he's quite a big hit in Leeds, isn't he? Is Billy Pickles?
Billy Pickles, yeah. So
What do you reckon?
He was all right. Do you know what? I've known Billy Pickles since I was 16.
Right.
I've known
How'd that come about then?
So years ago, when I was on a training camp in Tenerife with Billy Pickles was there, Ted Cheeseman was there, Archie Sharp was there. Who else was there? Marcel Braithwaite, Cyrus Patterson, who was in World Series boxing. I think he was on the GB setup. All of these lads.
That must have been a great experience. There's some great fighters there. You just mentioned me.
Yeah,
2 weeks in Tenerife, paid for.
Yeah, 50 euros a week in sponsorship money. Yeah.
Who were the sponsor? Do you know?
I don't know. I just collected my 50 euros.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to tell all the stories because...
of course not, mate. Of course not, mate. We don't want to get anyone in trouble. We're not here for that, mate.
When these microphones go off, I'll let you know.
Yeah,
especially now we know they are recording.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's useless, isn't it, this editor?
So, yeah, I mean, I'd sparred Billy Pickles in Tenerife and we'd done training together and I think he was a pretty good amateur. I think he was a schoolboy still at the time, but same as Ted Cheeseman, Archie Sharp and those boys. But,
I like Ted Cheeseman.
Oh, yeah.
The story about Ted Cheeseman.
Yeah.
Right. That it's not a good one for Ted, unfortunately. But I won this guy next to me a bit of money with Ted Cheeseman.
Oh, that one.
Right. Because I don't follow many. I mentioned before, I don't follow many home fighters.
Yeah.
But I've got a soft spot for one or two, and I like Troy Williamson.
Yeah.
Troy Williamson went in with Ted Cheeseman, and I think they were offering 4 or 5 to 1 for Troy Williams to stop Cheeseman.
Really?
About 2 years ago, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
and
was
I said to these, jump on that. I think Troy will stop him. Not because I thought Ted Cheeseman was, chinny or anything like that. Far from it.
Yeah.
He's just a warrior, Ted, isn't he?
Oh, he is.
And I just knew him and Troy were going to go for it. And I just think he had more miles on clock than Williamson.
Yeah.
And it worked out, didn't he? Oh, he sunk him in the 10th with an absolute peach.
I mean, Ted's
what a war.
He's always been in wars, hasn't he? I mean, he was in a war with Sam Eggington and all of his fights coming up were just wars.
And I just thought Troy, because he were more younger, I just thought that was the time I thought this could be the one that Ted can't get through.
Yeah.
So he never bought me a drink for that, by the way. But I wanted some nice money on that.
I remember because of all the things I could have been at, I was at a jazz gig. Right? And it was brilliant, don't get me wrong, but I'm like that on my phone, checking like, it's getting further into rounds here, and we put on, I think I'd put 10 or 15 quid on him.
That's a lot of money for him.
It's a lot of money for me.
I'll lose that regularly.
It would to be stopped before 10th round. Where it was something
no, you just had to stop him in winning 12 rounds. And...
I'm sure I picked around like 10 or something daft. Anyway, and he did it in that one, so I won, yeah. I buy you plenty of pints anyway. Cheeky sod.
I know, I only have 2 and I'm going home.
Cheap date, mate.
But yeah, that were a cheap. But Ted Cheeseman, that says,
I always
been a fan of him.
Yeah,
always been a fan of him.
I thought he'd been a world champion. I mean, seeing him when we went to Tenerife, that was the realisation for me. Seeing all these lads, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to the Olympics. When you're around these boys and, Ted Cheeseman, Archie Sharp, schoolboy champions and that, Cyrus Patterson as well. And it's kind of like, yeah, I don't even think I'm going to do well in the ABAs if these boys are there.
But yeah, there's some quality there, mate. You should be proud. And, that's something, you'll never forget. So do you reckon Billy Pickles will get to British level?
It's tough. He hasn't got any power. I mean, when I boxed him, I was the last fight on. I think I boxed him probably 11 o'clock or midnight. And, Leeds as well, driving all the way up there. And my coach at the time, Chris Slatcher, took Fonz in his corner as well. Yeah. And we were just there all night. And I was like, when are we on? And then we finally got the schedule. And it was, Michael, you're on last. And I'm like, I've got my wraps on, I've got my shorts on, and I'm just walking around like, and then you're like in and out. I'm like, I'll have a kip, and then I can't kip, so I'll just like sit here, and then you're just eating. And by the time I actually got in there, I was like, I really can't be bothered. Yeah. I just want to go out.
Every journeyman's nightmare to be on last, innit?
Yeah,
they hate it when they see that. But yeah,
good fight.
He has lost his last fight, I think, Billy Pickles.
I think he was stopped as well, wasn't he? Yeah.
I think it's Denzel Brown who managed him, I think.
I'm not sure.
I think it's Denzel Brown who's got him, because obviously he manages a few down Leeds. But that's one to look at, because I think he'll be back. Were he a ticket seller?
It was a ticket seller, yeah.
I thought he might have been. We've been Leeds.
I think he did well on the tickets. Yeah, because you've got Mark Bateson's down that way as well, isn't he? And Jack Bateson, he's good amateur.
But yeah, another good one to have on your record there, mate, to be honest. To be fair, when I went through it, there were a few decent lads on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've got 2 more here, like, coming towards the end of your career. Never did very much, like... We had Jack Eubank, didn't we? EW, not like the Eubank EU.
Carl Greaves said that exact same thing. Don't worry, it's nothing to do with the actual Eubanks.
Because his record finished 4 wins, 5 losses.
Yeah, he turned into a journeyman towards the end.
Yeah.
Nothing special about him either. That was at York Hall, Bethnal Green again. And it was just... Yeah, nothing really that I can remember stands out from Jack. It was just, I mean, I had Carl in my corner for that one, and he was like, what are you doing? You could beat this lad. But it was the same thing again. You know, I couldn't really throw many punches because I'm just trying to, like, wait for it to numb up a bit while I'm bouncing around and that, and then I can start getting to work. But, yeah, it was nothing.
Just have a night at the office, mate.
Yeah, Credit
good night at the office. For that, mate. And then... Mickey Burke as well, who was 7-0. I think he fought most of journeyman, but he looked quite, when I had a quick look at him like before, he looked quite lean and, you know, and was he half decent or...
Good amateur.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He had that style with him, and I wondered if he was like...
That was it.
I wonder if he had an injury or something, because it's not one I'd like... When I saw his record at 7-0, and obviously he was fighting journeyman, but, you know, the record as he got up, they were getting... Yeah. And I wonder if he got an injury or something.
I'm not sure, because he turned over when he was 18. So, I mean, he'd still be young now. So he could still come back, but
maybe.
I'm not sure.
I didn't go too much into research, but like I said, when I saw him, I thought, I'm surprised he hadn't carried on. I thought a little bit more there.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll look out for that in future.
Yeah, have a look. See if he comes back. But that was at the O2 Arena in London on a Frank Warren card. It was the Daniel Dubois against Nathan Gorman for the British title.
Oh, good one to be on, mate.
Yeah, brilliant one to be on. That was.
Did they look after you?
Yeah, they did. It was a while before they told us, because I was starving.
Yeah,
and it was a while before they told us where the hotel would be. But yeah, I remember waiting to get weighed in, and I was looking out from the curtains, and you see all the cameras there, and it's like, oh god, I know they're not there for me. But yeah, and then I'm stood there, and I just looked round, and Ricky Hatton stood there.
Yeah,
and I was like, who's he here with? And then Nathan Gorman walks out, and then you see Daniel Dubois come round as well, and like, these are massive lads. I've never seen them in real life, but yeah, big lads.
Yeah,
is that still on? Because I've just knocked you.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and they were big lads, and I was a bit starstruck, to be fair, seeing Ricky Hatton stood there, and I was too scared to say anything to him. I wanted to be like, "Oh, you're right, mate."
And it's like you say again. That's why Mickey Burke caught my eye. I thought he won't be on there for no reason, would he?
No. And yeah, I mean, that was just another. I thought, because it was his debut as well when I boxed him, I thought he's still going to have that amateur style.
Yeah.
So and he did, to be fair, and I think he didn't get any stoppages until probably his third or fourth. So yeah, it was all right.
Good atmosphere that towards the end of your career, then, mate. Good experience again.
It was a
few good experiences, mate.
Yeah, there wasn't anyone at the O2. I don't know if he sold many tickets, but there wasn't a crowd there or anything. No one was in there. But it was nice to walk out and see, because, you know, Anthony Joshua's boxed there, and it was just, like, starstruck.
Some arena, that, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, oh, brilliant.
That's something to take away as well. Now, unfortunately, we're going to finish on a sad note here, because your last fight, mate, you went to my current favourite journeyman at the minute, in Fons Alexander, didn't you, and lost on points. So how did this come along then?
I mean, I just want to say that Fons is a great lad. I've known Fons since I've turned pro, and we used to spar together when he was more ambitious. I hope he doesn't mind me saying that I used to bash him up a bit in sparring as well. I always used to get the better of the sparring. But yeah, he was a brilliant lad. And I was supposed to box, I think it was a week or two before I boxed Fons, but I got the sickness bug. And so I pulled out of that, and then Cole rang me and he says, look, I need a favour. He says, I've got a show on and one of the fights has fallen through and I need to put 2 lads on. He says, would you box Fonz? And I said, yeah, all right then. He said, look, I'll give you guys 250 quid each. I think that's what we boxed for. And I don't know whether you've seen that on YouTube, but I think that fight is worth more than what me and Fonz got paid for it. Yeah. So, and it was just, me and Fonz, we went out for a Nando's before we boxed each other. I can't remember if I told him or not, but it was, I thought maybe I did tell him, I can't remember, but it was in the back of my head that I was pretty much done with boxing at this point. And I just thought, you know what? And even though, Fonz is a great lad and he beat me fair and square, but in the back of my head, I was just like, I really don't want to be here. I don't want to do this anymore. But we still got in there and we had a right good ding dong. Fonz, I wasn't expecting it, but he came out in the first round and he was all guns blazing. I thought, oh my God, here we go.
Being your best mate in Nando's and coming doing that with you.
But yeah, maybe I was just too into that journeyman, way of fighting. But I'd still come out and I'd hit him with some big punches and then Fonz won on the 39-38, but. I didn't want to box anymore, but I was still gonna keep going because obviously I had a fight not long after that, and then everything came out with my rib, and it was just a bit of a sad ending. But
sometimes they do finish sad. But to say it were your last fight, mate. Number one, it seems to me that you two saved the show by fighting each other. 2 warriors going together in a scrap and seems like a great fight.
Yeah.
So even though you lost, mate, cracking fight to go out on against a true legend in Fonz, who's still going now.
And Fonz bought me a beer. Fonz said whoever wins has to buy the other a beer. So Fonz bought me a beer.
I'll tell you what, Scarfe, you definitely lose on points.
I won't be making it to end at fate, maybe.
So listen, 19 fights, some great stories in there, mate.
Brilliant.
Should be very proud.
Yeah.
And everything's going well going forward in the future. We happy?
Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah. Just looking forward to obviously I'm getting married to Kelly on the 7th of September next year, so I've got that to look forward to.
It's all downhill from that then.
It's rinse in my pocket at the minute.
Yeah, they do.
No, I'm only joking. Listen, seems like you're very happy, mate, and it's been an absolute pleasure to see you. And thank you, Kelly, for coming along as well. And hopefully we'll speak again soon. And come do me gutters next summer.
I'll definitely come down and do your gutters next summer, mate. Don't worry.
Legend, mate. Legend. It's a date. Thank you for coming on, mate, and all the best.
Thank you so
Cheers,
much,
buddy.
mate.
The Journeyman Cave is produced by James Proud. Music by Ryan Carrier. Special thanks to Rhythm Inc. Studios for hosting. All views expressed are of the guests only. The Journeyman Cave and host bear no responsibility for any opinions given. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at The Journeyman Cave.
I say,
Kelly's got to get home for 4.
it's a good job we've started now then, innit?
He says he ain't.
No, I ain't, because I was that busy trying to saying don't talk over each other. I never pressed bloody button, did I? I just thought,
You know what? We're in smooth as fuck now, and all.
It were, weren't it? I have to
Do you
do
want
it
a
all
job?
over again.
Do you want a job?
Fuck's sake. Hey, it could have been worse. I could have worked out to end.
Oh, God. I thought I'd press a thought now. He's too good not to. Well, to be fair, we have
me.
to go back for 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Fuck's sake.
Kelly's
Right.
killing herself over there.
Sorry. You got to be home for 4? No. You're a dick. Right. What do we talk about?
We have to go back to me with gutterings now, haven't
I know.
I? Luckily, I'd only got to his first fight.
I know.
But now I'm going to forgot about
To
it.
do all that again. Pretend it never happened.
Yeah.
It is. I tell if he thinks he get
Oh
away
yeah, we
with
better
that,
give Kelly a shout out as well.
yeah, we'll give Kelly a shout and we'll talk about it.
Take 2.
It worked me really well that as well. I was like, this is
If you
cool.
think, if
I
you
don't know
think
why,
you're going to
I
get
just-
away with that in
I just went like that and went,
nothing coming, kid.
Fuck off. Right.
Right then.
So anyway,
Have you pressed record now?